it's nice to see you. How are you feeling right now?
I'm good. I'm very glad to see you. I'm glad that I made an appointment to visit with you.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more of why you made this appointment. It seems like you're shaken up right now. And it seems like you're kind of upset as from what I'm seeing. So kind of tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been challenging. I broke up with my boyfriend, Kevin, and then I also have been sick. I had strep, and then my grandma passed away, and it's just been a lot on my plate.
So it does seem like...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I want you to feel as comfortable as possible, so I want you to share how you're feeling, and then I'll go after that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just been... I don't know. It's just a lot of emotion. I feel like I've given everything to school, and I'm at like that near end, you know what I mean? And it's hard to keep pushing when it feels like life is just coming at you from all angles, you know? And I'm just like tired, you know what I mean? So I made an appointment here because I didn't know where else to go or who else to talk to, but yeah, the breakup situation has been a lot.
I want you to know that you're always welcome to come in and talk to me about anything that you need to. This is why this is a resource for you on campus, and so I want to applaud you for doing that, especially because you have been through so much. Within, you said, what was that time frame?
That was in like a month.
Okay, so within that month, it just feels like you've had so much pushback of like things piling up. And so I kind of first wanted to talk about, you said a breakup. Mm-hmm. So that's something that you had to deal with first. How have you been feeling with that?
I've been feeling, it's hard because it was one of those relationships where you would break up and get back together and break up and get back together. Very toxic. And, you know, eventually I just hit a point where I was like, I deserve better, you know? And I was like, if I keep staying with him, I'm disrespecting myself. I'm not treating myself with the love that I deserve. And it just hit a point where I was like, I am done, you know? And I have to completely, like, block him on everything. I have to delete the pictures to return his things. Like, I have to completely just give up in order to find peace and to eventually like find whoever my future partner is, and ultimately to just find myself and find that peace within myself. So I'm feeling, but it's weird, it's like grief, you know, like when someone dies there's the stages of grief, right? But with a breakup it's hard because they're not finally at a place or on the other side or in heaven. Like, you're grieving someone who is still alive, who I could easily just reach out to.
Right.
But I'm not going to. So it's just a lot of sadness, I guess you could say. And just like bittersweetness, like you lose a friendship too.
I can see all those emotions that are kind of building up.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of an important topic that we should talk about, is those emotions. From what I heard, you realized that this was a very toxic relationship, and it's a very bad relationship for you and what you're going through in life. And so do you think that it has helped you kind of deleting photos and blocking him? Do you think it has really helped you kind of move forward in your life? And how is that helping you now?
Yeah. So I think it definitely helps a little bit. It helps that I'm not like constantly seeing it and being reminded of it, and it's giving me space to like step away from the situation and think more clearly. So yeah, it definitely helps a little bit, but I mean, there's always that part of me that's like, I don't want to lose a friend, you know? And it's hard when you don't work out as a relationship, but they were still a good friend to you, you know? And to lose that part it's hard.
I think it could be hard for any situation, especially being put through that and having to lose someone that meant so much to you, is from what I've heard. I think that it can be a really important aspect to understand that when you are, you know, losing someone, you kind of lose all of them. And I think that that's what you've shed to light. And I think what, you know, you said that you have also been sick. And so that could also be a factor as to why you're feeling so much stress. And so, said that you said strep throat has been something that you have been dealing with. That can really make you feel more stress as you're going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Something that I also wanted to touch upon that you said was your grandma dying. I know that's something that can be a really hard thing to go through, but I know that has been another stress factor that has showed of you not wanting to come to school and you wanting to drop out. And I think that can be a really important thing to bring up, especially in this meeting, because it is a really big thing for you to go through. So can you tell me a little bit more about how you're feeling with that and what you're doing in grieving that loss as well?
Yeah. Luckily for me, I feel like losing my grandma is one of the easier things because, like I said, I think it's easier to grieve someone who's actually gone because I'm very spiritual. So it's like I know where they're at, I know they're safe, and now I know ultimately they're with me, and they're in their most perfect form. But on this side, it's still hard, and I've coped with that a lot by spending time with family and allowing people to support me and praying, really seeking my higher power, God. So that's been helpful, and even just being here with you today, you are a wonderful employee of the university, and I can tell you definitely have a heart for actually wanting to help people in whatever way, shape, or form that is.
I want to say thank you for that. I do want to say that I'm always going to be here for you as you are a student here at this university. And so I want to shed light on, how impactful it is to really talk about how you're feeling, because you said it has been helping you lean on your family, lean on your support system, especially because you are going through this breakup with the person that you told me about.
Yeah.
And then also the loss of your grandma. I think those two factors together can really, really, cause stress. And when you're going to do, you're doing school as well, I think that can also bring another factor as to why you're so stressed. Having the time to do all that can be really important. And so maybe something that we could come up together is how can we manage that stress so that you can feel better, going back to school if that is something that you want to do, or how we can help you move forward, with this stress.
Yeah. And I guess that's a huge challenge that I've been facing is the things themselves are all challenging, but when you combine them all together, and I am expected to be in school full time and be at, I'm a nursing student, right? So I'm in the hospital all day, I'm locked in there, and so when I'm working 13-hour days, I'm juggling class, I'm juggling work, and all these things on the outside are happening. It is really tough to just keep pushing, and it's I just want to go to sleep a little bit, but I guess a question I do have for you is does this school have any resources that you think would be helpful?
I think one of the most important factors is there's free counseling. I know that I'm your advisor, and that's not specifically in my area, but that's something that I could shed light to that could help you. I think going to the counseling services and just seeing them, whatever that capacity might be, I think will be an important component of you moving towards that first step of managing that stress. I think that can be a really important factor, and so that's something that I could really suggest that would be a good for you. And then I also want to recognize the care center. The care center is there to always help you with all the needs that you need. So whether it's hunger, tiredness, just things like that could really help you, especially the resources that are given to you within your tuition. I think these are going to be important resources for you as you are going through these different big steps. I know looking at your file that you are graduating in December, and so I think that this could be a really important thing for you to use as you are a student. You get, with counseling, you get 6 free sessions, and so I feel like that can be really impactful for you as you are moving forward with stress. And so I think, whether it's going to counseling or, maybe writing your feelings out, I heard that that's something that could be a very impactful thing for you, where you can go back to and look at what what happened in your life at that event, and how you felt during that event. And I think that could be a really helpful thing. What are factors that you think could help you today, and like what you can use today that we could come with this service and this appointment?
Yeah, I think having you assist me with getting signed up for the free counseling sessions or whatever you were talking about, that would be great. Just having you help me there. Maybe having you help me with my schedule. I don't know if you do that, or if you could put me in touch with someone that does, and just figuring that out. And then like on my own, like you said, I think journaling is a great idea, because I am someone who holds my feelings in and it comes out in anger sometimes. And so I think just writing it out is a great idea.
Have you been using those tools like at all, or has it been something that you haven't thought about doing?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't even had time to think about doing any of that. I'm just trying to keep my head above water, so no, I haven't. This is the first I've really thought about doing it.
I think that this is going to be a very important step as we are, moving through this together. I think, within the following appointments that we do schedule together, I think that that's something that we could come up with as a plan. And, the first step is, you going to the counseling center and, seeking their help to see if that's going to work. I think also, journaling, I think that that's going to be a really important aspect as you are, used to talking your feelings. And you can, also use the words that, you write down to do different things and different purposes, whether that be music or whether that be in an art form. Whatever is comfortable with you, I think that can be a really important thing for you to get every, aspect of your stress on, paper. And so that you can remember the times that were really tough and how you can go through the different, stress levels. Because it seems like for you, you've had so much stress this month that it's hard for you to go through these different things.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. If you need anything, it just seems like, from what I've heard within the session, is that you do need a lot of support from us. And I think that's something that I really want to provide for you, especially because you are going through so much. And I want you to know, no matter what the stress is, or anything that you are willing to do to get help, I'm there to support you. And I can give you, the amount of resources that are given to you as a student. And I think that can be a really important factor for you to go with for the future.
Thank you, Eleni. You are
course.
The best counselor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, if you do need anything else, I will set you up an appointment for the following term, and that will be really good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.